Hello, my beautiful crafty friends, and welcome to Edith's Kreatives Chaos. As you can see on my desk, there is my art journal, and today we make a page in this journal inspired by a lost place picture. My inspiration for this page came from Pinterest. I found this photo of a rusty keyhole on a door, and I want to create a copper patina and make something with this keyhole. So my plan for this project is I will cut this keyhole out and take this picture and give it underneath so you can have a look through this keyhole and you see this beautiful green park. I think that will be a very nice surprise. And the page will be very rusty, very grungy, so the only beautiful you can see is this green park through the keyhole. So on this video I'll show you how to make a copper patina and create a very grungy, rustic look so that you have a wall or a rusty door. So the first step is to cut the keyhole out a little bit more than it is here in the picture because I want to see more of the green park. The next step is to prime my surface with a white gesso that I have a good surface to work on. This is a very curious X-Acto knife. It looks like a roller pen, but it is a cutter. I found this on Amazon. When it's possible, I will link this in the description box. And this is a very useful tool when you have cut something out that's in the middle of your picture. So as you can see, it is very fast and easy, and I rough up the edges with this little cutter that I get this very used and rusty look for my keyhole. And I also will distress this keyhole that I don't like this white border, so I take my vintage photo and distress the edges. At the next step I cut out the form of my keyhole. I want only this keyhole to show. So now we are ready. As I say, I cut out the keyhole a little bit more wider. Then we can see the picture from the park very well. Yes, so it will look like. And I think I will tape this keyhole with a foam tape on the picture so we have a little bit more space and it creates a natural shadow. Yes, I have to cut this picture also. So I make here a little bit a rounder shape that this picture will fit very well underneath. Yes. So, and the next we have to do is prime our surface with the white gesso, that we have an even surface to work on. When you do mixed media pages like this, I recommend a art journal as I have here, because these pages are thicker than the normal pages in your junk journal. Or when you have a thick page in your junk journal, you can also do it on this page. But we work with very wet mediums, and there are many mediums on this page, so I recommend a very thick page to work on, that you don't tear the page or it zip through. So I work my mixed media pages only in this art journal. As my next layer, I take a layer from a napkin, a white napkin, and I take a normal craft glue that's not Mod Podged in this. Here I've only fill in a normal craft glue. I gave this napkin layer a little bit of wrinkles, and I tear them and apply them with the craft glue to the page. So this step gives my page more texture, and it looks like the paint is pulling off this door or this wall. I know it's very hard to see on the camera, but this extra effort will pay it off when we apply our paint, and it's very important to tear the napkin so it will blend in the background very well. So you can see the texture, and now it looks like the paint will pull off. So this technique that I show you in this video, you can also use for a tag, or you can create a master board with this technique, or you can use it for a journaling card, or you can make a cover for your journal. I think it fits very well to a steampunk theme, or when you make a secret garden journal. This keyhole with the bark in the background will also fit. Yes, it's of course left your imagination where you want to use this technique. The second layer is now finished. We have to let it dry it now. That is the only disadvantage with mixed media. There is always drying time in between. I use my heat gun to dry the page. As my next layer, I will apply some structure paste. I have made this by myself. I use a white gesso, white acrylic paint, a little bit of glue, and some bird sand, or you can also use a very fine deco sand. You can buy this in your deco shops. And when you store this in a jar, you can use it a very long time. I have made this one, I think 2 months ago, and that's no problem. I use a thin spatula to apply, and I hold the spatula very straight and pull it from the top to the bottom, so I get a very thin layer from this paste, and it looks more like a wall or like a door. So here you have a closer look, and I think the texture is very nice. So we have to let it dry. I use my heat gun as always. So when the surface is dry, we came to the next part. I have grabbed some acrylic paints. This is from Bleswick. I think that is a Dutch chain. I don't know. I buy this one by Action. And this vintage chalk paint, cottage cream. And now I will make my copper patina. At first I will take the metallic copper and I apply that to the whole page as my underground. Yes, I used a little bit too much, and now I will take it off with a kitchen towel. I think that makes a little bit more texture and give it a little bit extra to the page. So here you can see it closer. I think that is very well and not like brush strokes as you can see on the other page. And all the painting I will do on the page I will do also on my keyhole. That will blend in better. I also decided to do some texture paste on the surface from the keyhole, that it looks more rusty, more grungy. So now we have to let this dry, and in the meantime I will mix my paint for the copper patina. I use this chalk paint called cottage green. That gives me a very nice base and it makes the acrylic paint a little bit more matte. And then I use this petroleum color. In my opinion, I found these two tones work very well together and give a very nice color for the patina. You can also make it more bluish or more greenish. That is your taste. I make this with these both colors. So I apply this also with the spatula. I hold that very straight and I go very light-handed to the page. As you can see, I don't take much color and I stroked it very light-handed from the top to the bottom and back. So only the texture that is a little bit higher take the paint on. Apply not too much and try to make this very randomly, very naturally. So I distress the edges a little bit with this color. As you can see, this colors looks now very bright and I think it looks very fresh, not rusty enough. So I decided to take my vintage photo and my walnut stain, distress inks, and I apply this to the page to make it a little bit more dirtier, a little bit more grungier. In the end I get very messy and apply some more walnut stain and spray a little bit of a spray stain vintage photo to make it really dirty. Yes, and that's the very playful part of this project. You can mess up with your colors as much as you like. You can make it dirty as much as you like. Here I go around with a black suit, I think, from Distress Ink. to give the project more depth, and also my keyhole here. You can play around, and I think you more colors that you put on, you more that you play around with your color, the more authentic look it will get. Yes, and the inks are water soluble, so I get on with a little bit of water and make a shadow and blend it in. That will fit better. So have a play with your colors. It's very, very meditating. And that is the part that your inner child came out and play. Take your fingers and uh, go over your pages, make it wet. Yes, I think that's very, very playful. So now I decided to stamp on the page to get a little bit more crackles. I use this crackle stamp, which I really, really love. I don't know where I buy this. I think on Amazon, but I don't know it really. And I stamp randomly some crackles on the page. This gave the project some texture, but the black will give the project also more deep, more dimension. I think these little things bring a project very well together and make it whole. So, and now I will show you this closer, and you can see the surface become very crunchy and very rusty. Yes, and I like it a lot. So now it's time to place our keyhole. And as you can see, I don't put them right in the middle. I want to have it a little bit outside, because I decided to make a quote on the left side, and now I will make holes to put some mini braids in, that it looks like we have bolted the lock on the page. So you can see these little mini braids. I've painted them with the patina color, and now we have to glue on our picture. I will do this with the regular tacky glue, nothing special. And the lock I will glue on with some foam tape, as I said before, because this also created more dimension and it looks more realistic on the page. It looks more like really lock, and it makes also some more realistic shadows around the keyhole and the lock. So I really loved this when the project came to an end and you can see your result. And now I will make some more shadows around the lock and around the keyhole to get it a little bit more realistic and to create more depth and more the illusion of a really lock. I use my aquarelle paints, my water-soluble paints from Eberhard Faber Van Dyck. I have this for a very long time. You can see the pencil is very, very tiny. I think I used them 15 years or so. So now we have the shadow, and then I go around with this patina color to make the log more pop out. And then I decided I wanted to give them a little bit more a special touch, and I think butterflies are always the right decision. So I took some butterflies and placed them that they look like they came out of the keyhole. I decided to go with 3 butterflies. They came out of this keyhole, and I think the butterflies give the project more dreamy vibes, more fantasy vibes. And here I will make a quote that says, look closer, because behind every ugly surface there can be something really beautiful, something really special. And I want to motivate you to look closer to see the very beautiful things in your life. Yes, this is some art project that came straight out from my heart, and I will motivate you to go to your journal and make something beautiful. What inspires you, what gives you a good feeling. And I think you can use this page, as I say earlier in this video, also for a cover. You can take the log and make a journal page out of it, a tag out of it. There are so many things you can make with this technique. And as I said, what I'm showing you here should only serve as inspiration for you to design your own projects, and there are so many ways to integrate this into your journal. Yes, as I always say, when you like my video, hit the like button, subscribe, or leave a comment. That will help my little channel very, very much. Share my project with your friends. And as I always say, I hope I can inspire you to make your own projects. And I hope we will see you next time at Edith's Kreatives Chaos. So have a very nice weekend. Bye bye, my lovely friends.